right, we're live. Hello,
Hey
everyone. And welcome to tonight's live stream. Tonight we are going to be talking about the Disney resorts instead of parks. So I've stayed at a few Disney resorts before. Lena, you've stayed at Disney resorts before.
Yep.
We've tried getting a few different people that we both know have stayed at Disney resorts, both Disneyland and Disney World, but they never got back to us. So it's the two of us tonight again.
Yep, you're stuck with just the two of us.
So with me, I've stayed, let's see, where have I stayed at? I stayed at Coronado Springs. That's a really nice resort. Although they have redone everything since I've last been there, I haven't seen the redo of Coronado Springs. Oh my word. Okay, now everything's popping up.
Yeah. Welcome in, everyone.
Welcome in, everyone. So the last time I stayed at the Coronado Springs was 2004. Obviously, every single room has been revamped since then.
You think?
I kind of want to go back and see what the new rooms look like, because they also have a new tower. Then I've also stayed at the Boardwalk, which is nice. Hey, Candy Mom, we've missed you the last few streams.
We have.
We love you.
We just think we smell.
So I've stayed at the Boardwalk, and the great thing about the Boardwalk is that it's walking distance from the Yacht and Beach Club. So you've got the entire strip where you can just walk on over to the Yacht and Beach Club, and you're there in like no time. Which is nice because you can. They share some of the facilities, or, you have that option. So then I was able to eat at like Beaches and Cream with my parents when I stayed at the Boardwalk, which was nice because all we had to do was walk over, and then I stayed one night at Caribbean Beach with my sister and brother-in-law and my niece when my niece was little. That was back when I did the Disney College program. Next up for me is Pop Century. That's coming up in November. So, what resorts have you stayed at?
On property, I have stayed at All-Star Movies. That was on our very first trip in 2014. We stayed one night on property, and the rest we did off property at one of Disney's Good Neighbor hotels. It is the Clarion Lake Buena Vista, and it was really nice as well. We have stayed the last 3 trips to Disney, which was 2015, 2017, and this past trip, we have stayed at Pop Century Resort. We have stayed in a preferred room. We actually had room 1313 on our 2015 trip. I was geeking out, and we were there over Halloween. It was awesome. It was awesome. It is, if you want to, it's in the 50 section, and it is a preferred room, and it's on the corner. So there is a 1313 at Pop Century.
That's awesome. That's correct.
I know. For a person who loves Haunted Mansion and loves Tower of Terror, I was thrilled. I actually have it and it's somewhere. I have my autograph. I have a book, an autograph book that has the 2018 or 2015. I don't even know what year, 2015 on it. And on the inside cover, I wrote in like big letters, "We stayed in room 1313. And then on this past trip, we stayed in a preferred room. In 2017, we stayed in a standard room, and we were there 2 weeks. And this was as they were working on all of the remodel. So they were kind of shifting things around. And because we were there such a long period, we got a unrefurbished room, but it was still nice. And then when we were there this past time, we were in the 60s section, in a preferred room, but it was really nice. And we didn't realize this until like the second day when we were, second or third day, because we had jumped on the Art of Animation bus. And this is like a really, really good tip. If you're staying at Pop Century or Art of Animation, whatever bus comes first, go on it. Because you can walk through the resort, across the bridge, and to your resort. And there were times when the line for Pop Century was long. And like there's like 3 people in line for Art of Animation. And here comes an Art of Animation bus. Sam and I are like diving under the chains and like running over to the other bus. And people are looking at us like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, you guys have fun in line for another 2 hours, or have fun trying to stand up or be squished in. I'm going to go sit down. So that is a great tip if you are staying at those 2 resorts. Just flip-flop the buses. Whoever bus comes first, take it. Especially if the other line is long. And then in 2018, we did a Disney and Universal trip. Yeah. And we owned at that point, we sold it back. With Westgate Timeshares, and we stayed at Westgate Lakes, and we had a studio lock-off with a balcony facing the lake, and we could actually see some fireworks from SeaWorld.
Oh my word! That I would have loved to see you guys duck under.
I tell you, we were like, you know how you kind of like lift a chain and duck under? Well, they aren't really, you can't do that too high at Disney. They're like pretty there. So we were like, I'm like army crawling under these. And I'm a big gal. So that was my extra cardio for the day. I'm like low crawling under chains. I'm like, I did not sign up for boot camp.
I'm sure Sam was looking like, oh, I can do this. No problem.
Sam actually yesterday went and got a haircut because, as he referred it, he was tired of looking like a chia pet. Because and I'm the one that's been giving him haircuts. So he actually got in the military, it's called a high and tight. And so he's got hair up here and nothing down here. And he was wearing an army t-shirt. And it was just like, wow, are you leaving again? It was very, very blast from the past looking. But yeah, he kept referring to himself as a chia pet. And I'm not quite sure how offended to be since I'm the one that's been giving him haircuts.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm like, chia. The 90s commercial.
No, I remember those.
And like it starts like nothing and it grows chia, and then it's like when it gets chia, it's like this full thing of grass. I killed chia pets. Like I could not make them grow like for anything.
Oh my word.
Oh, off topic. But it was we have really enjoyed both Disney resorts that we have stayed at. I want to stay at some point I'd like to stay at the Grand Floridian. Mm-hmm. I think that's everybody's dream to stay at the Grand Floridian because it's been in so many iconic TV shows. Like for us growing up, it was Full House, you know, and they show, they're always showing the Grand Floridian where these shows are taped at, and you're going, what a great promo for Disney. The fact that they're shooting an episode of this show at Disney, but then to shoot it at the Grand Floridian, and every kid, and you'll remember this, like the commercial with the little girl where she goes, "Hello, it's Goofy," and like she's meeting all these characters, and at the end, like she's really sad, and she's like, all of a sudden she sees Mickey's shadow, and she looks up and goes, "I've waited my whole life to meet you," and she's like 5. And I will admit, on our first trip in 2014, when we met Mickey, I started to bawl, and I just cried, "I've waited my whole life to meet you, Mickey." I'm like a blubbering set of tears. And I'm just clinging to Mickey, and Mickey's like patting my back, so I'm thinking, man, you're a nutcase. I'm like literally mascara running down my face and everything. But I had always wanted to go to Disney growing up.
Yeah.
But my dad is a Vietnam vet, and so even sometimes thunder and lightning storms, like he's diving, onto the floor, like, my dad has PTSD. Back then it wasn't called PTSD, it was called shell shock, and you were told, here, get over it and move on. And so too many people around, like, really gives my dad, anxiety. And so there was never any way I was going to Disney.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mickey was like, what is wrong with this woman? That is exactly what he was thinking. But I channeled that little girl, and I'm like, I've waited my whole life to meet you. Because I had. I wasn't 5. I was turning 26.
I would have the same reaction too. And I'm almost 33, so.
We are almost 33. This is getting very depressing.
What I really need are my 30s to slow down, because I don't want to think about 40.
I'm still 29 and holding. I don't even want to think about adding another number.
Cargo, hey Cargo.
Not that Matterhorn. Matt has stayed at the Beach Club in Kidani Village.
Yeah, I I think I saw pictures of him staying at was it one of those resorts on his Facebook.
Matt's talking about just doing shots, and yeah, I'm confused. We're doing shots? I was not informed of this prior to the stream. I did not prepare. And my Disney World Fix just wants to beat me with newspaper.
Or her tequila.
No, tequila makes me sick anymore. I'll stick with my rum. And my digital fix just wants to hit me with newspaper.
That's my exact thought, Cynthia.
We're doing shots. We were not informed of this prior to the stream.
I was not informed either, but apparently, according to Matt, he wants us to do shots.
A different stream when we talk about our favorite drinks on Disney property. Then we may do shots. We have to plan. We have to plan in advance.
The only stream that you need to do shots for is when Taylor is on a live stream, because she puts her microphone to her mouth every single time.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
That's her.
Cynthia's gonna go get some wine.
Candyman's like, let me pour some wine, please. That actually sounds good. With the week I've had at work, yes.
I'm drinking iced tea.
Well, I'm kind of boring. I just have water, so.
You should go to the store and buy this. Sam and I found these while we were grocery shopping yesterday, and they'd be perfect to take on trips too, because it's not really tea, it's a water enhancer, but it's by Twinings. And they have different flavors. Sam got watermelon and mint, and I got pink grapefruit and orange. And you just put it in your water and you let it set, and it helps flavor your water. Okay, Cynthia's gonna have wine. She's doing a facial mask. Why were we not invited to this party, Rox?
Seriously, what is this a sleepover about the two of us? What?
I know, we are the life of the party.
I love a good facial. Actually, I could use one. I could use one because having to wear a face mask every single day.
And you're not where like you're sweaty and stuff.
Especially since I work at a car wash. Oh my god, don't even get me started.
And she's in her PJs.
See? It's a sleepover about the two of us. Rude.
Rude. Oh, and it's a Mary Kay one. Mary Kay charcoal facial mask. I'm suspended now. Ooh, yeah. I have a facial mask in my drawer. I should do that later. Ooh.
I desperately need to use a facial mask because my face masks have been causing things on my face, which it's like I'm like 30-something. I'm no longer a teenager. Why are they popping up again? Ew.
I know. They're gross. And I had one like right in the bridge of my nose right here the other day. And I hate it because it hurt. They hurt there. I'm like, of all the places they hurt, it's right here.
That's the worst spot ever.
And now Cynthia's taking us on a whole new set of road work.
Yeah, so the Grand Floridian for sure. Oh, here goes my water bottle.
Yeah, you got one of those.
I got one of these smart water bottles, which I highly recommend, especially for the parks. Hashtag not sponsored, although I wish I was.
You should write to them.
Mm-hmm.
And say, look, I feature you on all my live streams, and you should take a screenshot.
Yeah.
The Port Orleans French Quarter and Riverside is on my bucket list of places that I want to stay.
Definitely the top of my list is Grand Floridian and the Poly. Swan and Dolphin are like the top of my list because they are
really.
Yeah, they're like $200 a night.
True.
Why not?
True.
Why not?
And it's right there.
Yeah. Yeah. See, now that we're talking about the Poly, you know who loves the Poly? And they're not here tonight. Al, your pal Al loves the Poly, and his brother, the Rogue, loves the Poly. Yeah. So those resorts are like the top of my list. I definitely want to stay at Fort Wilderness at some point. But definitely, Lena, what are you doing? I hear sounds coming from your end.
I don't know. I was typing.
That could be it. I don't know.
I was actually looking at the Swan and Dolphin for pricing.
It's over $200.
The Poly, I love Trader Sam's.
Yeah. Actually, although my brother-in-law, he has DVC, so I've got no excuse on not being able to stay at the Poly.
There you go.
I just gotta sweet talk my way to my brother-in-law, be like, hey, can I use your DVC to stay at the Poly?
Look how cute I am.
I'm pretty difficult to say no to. I can,
Okay.
yeah, I can easily just sweet talk my way. And
Oh wow. Yeah. A traditional. Okay, I put in just one night random date, July 3rd and 4th of next
yeah.
year. A traditional guest room, one king with no view, is $232 at the Dolphin, and that's rough. That's actually cheaper than one night at Pop Century.
It's still an arm and a leg.
And if you want any type of view, it goes up to about $3. I think when they got bought out by Marriott, their prices went up, is what I've heard from a lot of people. They're like, it used to be the best one to stay at, but now Disney ones are cheaper.
Okay, okay. Hold on a second. Hold that thought. We got an incoming message. Cynthia!
You look beautiful, Cynthia. Girls trip. Cargo, Roxana, and Lena. Girls trip. And Cynthia. Cynthia can come too.
Yes, Cynthia, you're always welcome, girlfriend.
She'll bring the wine and the face masks.
Yes, yes. The wine, the face masks are for sure always welcome. So we got ourselves a girls trip plan.
Another one?
Keep them coming. Why not?
I was reading a Facebook chat.
Oh my word.
Oh my goodness. We can take over the pool side.
Yes, yes.
There we go. There we go.
Poolside with some margaritas. Yes, I'm good to go.
And we need the little flashing ice cubes.
Yes, please.
Don't forget, if you haven't yet, make sure to smash that like button for our host, Miss Roxana over here.
As I'm dropping my phone. I've got issues tonight.
Oh, and Cynthia says we need to make sure that the pool bar is not too far away.
I agree, Cynthia.
The only thing that they need is, like, they need someone that will, like, bring your drink order to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't have to move. You can just stay there and keep tanning, and then somebody just brings you a drink.
That sounds like my kind of trip right there.
Right? I'm not sure if we're talking about Disney now or Vegas.
For anyone that's listening with earbuds, I'm sorry. I'm a loud laugher.
She's in a very good mood tonight.
I virtually got to meet someone. I virtually got to meet Tanya, that crazy Disney lady.
Cargo says, I will bring the drinks, and every time I'll do a different dance to entertain you. Oh. Okay, I have to say that there's one pool on property that terrifies me.
I think I know what pool that is.
The creepy clown pool at the boardwalk.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm like, why? Why would you make a creepy clown? Like, you come out of this creepy clown's mouth. And it's like, what, is he regurgitating me or something? Was I not good enough for him to eat?
I did not know. When I stayed at the boardwalk, I avoided the pool the entire time I was there. I'm like, oh, no. I don't want, it's what nightmares are made of.
Exactly. I can do scary. I can do even a little bit of horror stuff. Clowns, yeah.
Me and clowns do not get along. No. See, here's what happened. The reason why I don't like clowns. I had a terrifying experience with clowns when I was younger for one of my birthday parties. Why? And they have clowns in movies? Ew. They must hate people.
I think they hate kids.
Mm-hmm. And, then those kids get scarred for life as adults and,
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know why. Like, I get they're trying to fit it to the theming of the resort, but no.
Coco says, be right back, Leaky Lena clown ears.
No clown ears, please.
I think Art of Animation actually has the prettiest pool. The big blue pool.
Yeah.
Bertol agrees. Clowns are always creepy.
Yes. Yep.
And if you see a clown carrying a red balloon, do not follow it.
No. I don't do clowns. I don't like clowns. Why are they a thing?
I don't know.
If you're from the Chicago area, you're gonna know what I'm saying.
Why Disney would you make a pool that looks like this? Why?
I mean,
Bozo the clown isn't even that creepy.
I barely liked Bozo the clown, and if you're from the Chicago area, you know that show.
I'm not from the Chicago area, but I remember that show.
So, yeah. Mm-mm. No clowns. I don't know why. Why Disney? Do you hate us? Why do you hate us?
I mean, I get it that type of theming goes with the down by the boardwalk aspect, like the boardwalk and all of the carnival games and that kind of thing. But that pool is things nightmares are made of. Can we not talk about horror movies? Wrong party. Well, blame it on Disney because it's their pool.
Yeah. Yeah. Candy Mom, we can talk about chick flicks and comedies. Oh my word! But yeah, I don't get it. I know one thing that I want to do is to resort hop, so that would be fun.
I love resort hopping, especially around the holidays. Taking the monorail and checking out all the different Christmas displays is so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely want to resort hop at some point. Because, especially around Christmas, because the Grand Floridian is known for their gingerbread house. Their really big gingerbread house that is made out of gingerbread, and I've never seen it and I've never been there, but I've heard that it smells awesome. So
it's awesome. There's a behind the holiday mat. It's something behind something. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think Whoopi Goldberg hosts it, but they actually show you like how like the frame of the house and how they build the gingerbread on it. And if you ever and Sam and I have been there twice and been able to see it, and it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Just awesome.
Yeah. I've seen videos of it, and I know ABC Family, now Freeform, has done a special on it. So, and Whoopi Goldberg is a part of that special. So that's something I want to see. I know it won't happen this time around, but maybe the next time. So that's something I for sure want to see. because especially Christmas time, the resorts in Christmas time makes the resorts extra magical.
I agree.
Yeah.
Candy Mom wants to know, are you using your ears at the pool party?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you need to borrow them?
These ears are, I got myself, but when we have our pool party, Candy Mom, these are coming with me.
I need cool pool. I need cute pool floaty ears.
I don't know if they're still on Shop Disney or not.
I don't know. I am going to look.
I
was wondering if they would help me float.
I know they came out towards the beginning of summer, right at the end of quarantine, but
yes, they are, and they are on sale.
Nice.
$20.99. And if you go through Rakuten, which used to be Ebates, you get 1% cash back.
Yeah. Those are, I got them towards the beginning of summer. Candy Mom, I'm not sure if these ears would help you float, but you can definitely try. Oh my word. I know my goal is to stay at every single Walt Disney World resort, but I also want to see the Disneyland resorts. And they have 3, I think.
Yes.
3 or I was okay. Those are an arm and a leg though.
They are. They really are.
California, I don't know what they're on, but you got to save up for like 2 years just to stay at Disneyland.
Okay, I'm trying to.
Candy Mom, I have done all-star music and pop and art.
There's the Grand Floridian, the Disneyland Hotel, and Paradise Pier.
Yeah, Paradise Pier is their cheaper one.
And it's still the level of the deluxes at Walt Disney World.
Yeah, they're all pretty much deluxe level Disney World comparison. Mm-hmm. It kind of sucks that Disneyland is on such small property, because if they were on a larger property, they can expand more and they could have cheaper resorts. But
right.
But I guess that's why they have the good neighborhood.
All those good neighbor hotels.
Program that Disney has. So, but even those aren't cheap at all either. They're still
no, they're not. Oh. Nico, say hi. Nico, say hi.
Peaches.
Yeah, say hi.
That's Peaches, Lena's cat.
Yes, she is not very happy with me at the moment. You can tell she's like, she's gonna like kill me in my sleep.
She literally had daggers to the camera.
She did. She was like, Mommy, I'm gonna get you in your sleep tonight. Just when you're almost asleep, I'm gonna pounce on you.
Yeah. So it's weird because like I was calculating a trip to Disneyland, and this was obviously pre pandemic, and my word, for the amount you pay for Disneyland, you can do multiple Disney World trips.
Oh yeah. I've heard that so much that people, they're like, we can fly across the U.S. and stay for 2 weeks at Disney World.
Yeah.
With the highest dining plan, and fly back, and it's still cheaper than a trip to Disneyland. And I'm like, okay, that's nuts.
Yeah, yeah. And flying from O'Hare Airport to LAX is an arm and a leg. It's ridiculous. Like, even if you were to Airbnb that Disneyland trip, it'd still be expensive.
Oh, 100%. Cynthia says, I am staying where Arnie, Doug, and Ben tell me. Good idea.
Yeah.
They are my guides. All hail PTV, the knowledge of Disneyland.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We were supposed to get Pepper Tree Villa for tonight, and they didn't respond to us early enough because I wanted to hear their take on Disneyland because we're Disney World people. And you know, they know.
I just never got a response.
Yeah, they know a whole lot about Disneyland and the resorts, and you know, they know the ins and outs, and yeah. I'm trying to think of who else is a Disneyland person that would, you know.
Playdates and Travels? Isn't she Disneyland?
She is, but I don't think she stayed at the Disneyland resorts. You know who I'm thinking? Actually, I think Miss Cherry, Jessie.
Oh, yeah.
Because she frequently goes to Disneyland a little bit more than Disney World.
My District Fix says Kelly and Taylor. Duh.
Well. Yeah, every time I have Kelly on, she is late. Yeah. Wait, what? Okay.
Yes, we will figure it out.
We will figure that out. We will figure that out, Cargo, because we're my with the heat and humidity, my brain has been like dead, not being able to properly think.
Yeah, we could do this with her, where she can talk and just stop cam.
Yeah, we can. We can do that.
Yeah, exactly. Cynthia said it too. Join, just don't give camera access. Just. Don't you come back with a mask. If you missed last week's live stream, I stopped my camera, and I put on a Halloween mask and ears and popped back on, and I tried like Santa couldn't breathe.
I almost fell out of my chair because I like my reaction. If you were to go back to and watch that live stream, I had a mixed reaction. I was kind of like, I don't know what to do here, so I started laughing, and I almost fell out of my chair.
Do a Mrs. Doubtfire thing. The cargo boombox. Hashtag cargo boombox.
Yeah, Cargo, if we get you on, you don't have to put your camera on. We could just hear your awesome voice.
Agreed.
Oh, my word. I was not expecting that face. All of a sudden, I see Lena disappears. I'm like, oh, okay, Lena has disappeared. You come back, and I was like, whoa.
It was great. And it was one of those things that I didn't plan. I was actually kind of like moving stuff around my desk, and I was like, I can play a trick.
You ended up breaking the two of us then.
I did. I broke us both. That's the best one when you end up breaking yourself. Aaron wants to know which is worse, the mask or me throwing snowballs.
I think the mask kind of take.
Does that mean I get to throw snowballs?
No. I just noticed that.
Cargo no likey the mask. No cargo no likey the mask.
Yeah, I don't like the mask either.
No mask.
It made a good laugh though. Yeah, if there's one thing you won't hear us talk about is horror related things. I don't do scary. I don't like scary.
No
No snowball.
Not allowed to throw snowballs. I'm not allowed to throw banana peels. Not allowed to throw this. And I'm not allowed to do that. So I'm not doing that.
Oh my word.
Not allowed to do nothing.
Okay, Matt, you're now showing off.
Yeah.
Show off. Oh. Oh.
This is going to Roxy. There's a lot. There's like a yard of it.
And Lena, look up.
He threw them in the toilet all by himself.
Oh my word.
Yeah, that's what it's setting with. It's setting with your Funko Pop.
Nice.
Just stay.
Candy Bomb, I agree. I kind of wish I was at Disney right now.
I wish I was at Disney too. I was supposed to have 5 trips this year.
5? I can barely squeeze in one.
Well, Sam had got me my annual pass for Christmas, and I had the Star Wars 5K. I had a trip for my birthday. I had a trip in November. I had some other small weekend trips planned. Because I was going to be staying with they have a house down there, and so I wasn't going to have to stay on property. So all I had to do was pay for my food and my airline ticket, because my place to stay, I could not come up with the word. My accommodations were covered, and so were my tickets. It was already paid for. So I am really, really bummed. It's in the toilet where you left it. Yeah, Cynthia understands the pain. Did you take the extensions or did you take the refunds? I took the refunds. I got for the time frame that they were closed earlier in the year, I got a refund of $383 and some change. And so, and I took the refund of the pass that the money should be going out sometime in September. So
see, Matt, you're now showing off because you and Tony both had stayed at places that I want to stay at, and you both have gone to Disneyland. So rude. How dare you not invite me?
Right.
And for those of you who are new, Matt and I went to high school together, so I'm allowed to pick on him.
And Aaron from my Disney World picks on me all the time, so it's nothing new. They're just all mean to me.
Candy.
Way to go. Cynthia's on my side.
See, now you're showing off. Rude.
Maybe we should have had Matt on tonight with all of his resort knowledge.
Mm. Yep. Yep.
You guys, if you're in the chat wondering what are they rambling about, there's lots of inside jokes that go on between us and people in the chat and stuff. So sorry. Oh. So in the chat, do you have a resort?
I just did a thing, so this is going to be interesting.
Oh my! What thing did you just do?
I was going to send it in the chat, but I decided against it. So
I'm scared.
We'll see if this person responds to my message or not.
Okay. So in the chat, do you have a bucket list resort that you want to stay in?
I know what mine is.
I know what mine are. I want to stay at the monorail resorts and today I'm staying at the Grand. I'm staying one night at the Grand. Then I'm staying one night at the Poly. And then I'm staying one night at the Contemporary. And then one night at the Wilderness Lodge. Cynthia says the Poly.
Which is your pal Al's and the Robe's favorite.
Aaron says the Poly.
Beach Club. Got another Poly. Come on. I know there's more of you watching. I see it.
So, Cargo says Beach Club.
I just said that. I love
you. Birdwell says Pop Century. Love Pop Century. If you say Pop Century, you will not be disappointed.
We've already talked about mine and yours.
Mm-hmm.
Although we can recap for anyone that's just now joining. For me, Lena
I'm ignoring him, by the way.
You were disappointed in Pop? What?
Huh? What did you go before the refurb? I love Pop.
Okay. Show off. You read the message, but the question is,
you went last year and your daughter was bored by it. That stacks a dagger in my heart. I keep telling Sam that I actually have an Atari, like they have in the box on the wall, but somehow I have misplaced the toggle that goes from TV to the game. So I keep telling Sam I'm going to hijack the toggle out of Pop Century.
Mm-hmm.
And see, my Pop Century has some of the best food on property, I think. I liked Art of Animation. Like when if you missed it earlier, Sam and I army crawled under chains to jump onto an Art of Animation bus, because it connects to Pop Century, and we explored the lobby, and the lobby is really cool. As you you don't get the same effect if you come in the doors off the buses. Yeah. You really have to come in the very front doors, but it's an animation sketch. Like it starts out like line drawings, and then a little bit more added, and then a little bit more added, and then color until you get to the final thing. And it's a big mural on the wall. It's really, really neat.
Birdwell said, all right, is another one I like to stay. I want to stay there too, just because they have a Little Mermaid room.
They do have a Little Mermaid room.
Gee, I wonder why I want to stay there.
It wouldn't be because it's your favorite.
What? Me into Little Mermaid? That's just ridiculous. Don't be crazy, Lena.
What am I thinking? Ooh, and you got upgraded to the car suite? Go, Cynthia.
Nice. I mean, why would anyone want to stay in a room that's themed to that redhead who talks back to her dad and is sassy? Oh wait, that's me.
You're just missing the color red.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry if I started yawning. Now I'm going to make everybody in chat start yawning.
Right. Candy Mom. I was, when I was a teenager, I was really sassy. And I did talk back to my parents like Ariel.
I really don't know what to do with you sometimes.
I don't know what to do with me either.
I'm really concerned about our girls' trip. I'm afraid one of us is gonna fall over the side of the boat. Not gonna lie. For those of you who don't know, Roxana and I have a girls' trip planned in 2022, and we are going on a little short cruise out of Tampa. And I think one of us is falling off the boat. I'm already predicting this. Mine is no fix says, now's the time to remind Roxy of her video this morning, tosses card. Hashtag sassy. If you guys did not see Roxana's Year of the Year video that was posted this morning, make sure to watch that after our live stream is over.
Okay, come on. There we go. Hey!
Can you hear? Oh, shoot.
Can you hear me now? Hold on. Can you hear me now?
I cannot hear you all.
Can you hear me now?
I literally cannot hear a darn word.
You can't. Do you have earbuds or something?
He has them in.
He has them in? Okay.
This is awesome. Because I know where you wanted to bring me on, and
yeah, well, it started up.
Aaron says, did he butt dial the stream?
Let me do something. Hold on.
Okay.
Aaron wants to know, did he butt dial the stream?
Did he butt dial the stream? I'm okay. No, I'm not. I see that look. Okay. Now I'm okay.
She
For
thinks
anyone
she's
who wants
okay.
to know what that comment is about, there's a group chat where Matt likes to butt dial.
Can you hear us now? We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Kinda.
He's
muted now.
You muted yourself.
You.
Because they weren't connecting properly.
Okay.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you guys now, yes.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Showoff, talk about all the resorts you stayed at.
Yeah, let's see. I kind of started my way with like the value resorts with the All-Star Sports and All-Star Music. Then we made our way to like the moderate resorts of Caribbean Beach, then Port Orleans. And then like my most recent trips have been Wilderness Lodge, Kidani Village, and Beach Club. Although the Beach Club and the Kidani Village, oh great, thank you. That's flattering to know.
Aaron says, Matt, did you butt dial the stream? Curious minds want to know.
Did I butt dial the stream? I don't know. I wasn't touching my phone at all for the past like hour or so. I've been watching you guys, so. But anyway, getting back on track here. The Beach Club and the Kidani Village were not going to be my resorts at all for this past stay, because I was originally supposed to go in March, but the week before I was supposed to go was when Disney shut down.
Yeah.
So I rescheduled for the middle of July, and it was for the boardwalk and Port Orleans French Quarter again. Because that is probably like one of my favorite resorts. It's small, compact, like it's quiet. We really don't eat at the hotel, or we usually eat in the parks on a normal, when everything's normal. Like, so like as long as we can get breakfast and like drinks and like snacks there, we're good. We're either at like I keep calling it downtown Disney, or eating inside the parks because there's so much to do.
Yeah.
But the boardwalk inside, I don't know why they didn't move us to the boardwalk villas, but instead they put us to the Beach Club, which I think was a better fit for us anyway. No scary clown pool, although Stormalong Bay was closed because of the stupid NBA players. So.
No, yeah.
That was the one thing that kind of was like a downer. So you had the pool, but it's like, looky, don't touch. But they said you could use Scary Clown Pool if you wanted to. Just walk around Crescent Lake. We're like, really? That far of walk just to use the damn pool? No. So, but yeah, I've stayed at a lot, and plus the Disneyland Hotel in California, which the location, because it's right at the entrance of downtown Disney.
Yeah.
There. And so literally like our tower was the Adventureland Tower, which overlooks the entrance, the security point. So we literally just went down the elevator, walked out, and bam, not even 30 seconds later, we were through security. It was super convenient. It's a weird resort though, because it's not themed. Like it's themed to like, there's certain aspects, like the tower's themed. They have like, if you're in Adventureland Tower, you have the little Adventureland stuff there, like pictures of Adventureland, little like display cases, but it's not really like Tiki Hut themed. It's not like the Polynesian, for instance. It does have Trader Sam's, like the Poly. Yeah. In the middle, and there's like a quick service restaurant on the other side of it where you can get some food. Although there's much more options inside downtown Disney, so you could just go through security and get whatever your heart's desire is from one of their restaurants. So it's a very good location. My one complaint is I didn't get to meet him out there. No, I don't think he goes to the park as much as Walt did. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, the event, like the one downside, like if you go in the room, I think contemporary a little bit. It's just, you have like the wood background. It has like a Sleeping Beauty castle etched in the headboard, and you can flip a switch and like fiber optic lights light up the sky, and it plays, I think it plays a Disney song. I forget which one it was. Mm-hmm. We did it once. We thought it was cool, but then we're like, okay, the novelty wore off pretty quickly. But it was very generically themed. And at least our room, I'm a big guy, tall, big, like big in general. Like the actual bathroom was so small, like I couldn't fit into the bathroom. That was my one complaint about it. Just the overall lack of theming, and then the bathroom. My brother stayed at Paradise Pier. He liked it much better, although it was a little bit farther of a walk to get to the resort. Am I just like talking, or
We're listening.
you're listening? It's basically just like this. Like,
Sorry.
That's typical for. If you have ever watched this stream,
no,
that
I've
is
watched
typical
your
for us.
stream.
That is very typical for us. There are backstage conversations happening as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes it's Cargo's fault. So.
Oh, okay. So blame Cargo. I see. Is that just the generic?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, like I said before, it has its own version of Trader Sam's. It's a smaller version, but pretty much the setup is the same. Where you order drinks, some like the effects go off, and it has the trick chair.
Oh.
That if you sit in it, I didn't sit in the trick chair, but you know who did. And I'm just sitting next to him. He's just creeping down and down and down. And I'm just staring at him, just like, maybe it's broken, because I didn't know about the trick chair at that point either. So I'm just like staring at him, like he's shrieking, basically like he's floor level, and it's just like, am I going crazy? And it's not just like it falls. It's a gradual ticking down. So where it's just like he's clearly up to like my waist, and he's going like he's crazy, and then finally someone, like one of the bartenders, like, it's a trick chair, and he gets up and they reset it. But it was nice that we could just go down, and Disneyland, when we were there, closed at midnight, so the bar closed, I think, at like 1 on the nights that we were there, so we could just like end the night at the bar with a drink. Although I would have to say that Disneyland, like after the fireworks, we were here for Christmas, basically. It was their first night of Christmas. Disneyland after the fireworks clears out. It's pretty much like the Magic Kingdom right now, where you can go on as many rides as you want. We did like the Matterhorn 3 times, which was awesome. I know I'm getting off track here, but like the other thing I did like about like the Disneyland Hotel is that you didn't have to walk if you're going to Disneyland itself, you didn't have to walk all the way to the main gate. You have the Downtown Disney monorail station that you can stop halfway and just ride the monorail in the park, which that was cool. You could do the same thing riding out, but we didn't do it. Like, especially again with like Christmas, we were on Main Street. They had the fake Snope.
Oh yeah.
And you can see all like
By the way, that's his Snope.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you see all these like Southern Californians just like look up and they're like, oh my gosh, it's snow. I'm like, yeah, no. Like, it is mad, like seeing it snow, I mean, like that part is cool, but like the novelty part for people like you and me, it's like, it's cool, but it's not that cool. Like,
right.
The real stuff can pile up here.
Yeah. We've both witnessed Lakeshore Drive turning into a parking lot. So.
Yeah. Yes. At my old house, I used to sled off the stairs. Like if it snowed up, we wouldn't shovel. We would just slide down this. It was like it was enough to kind of go down for like 2 seconds, but we slid down our stairs. So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I would have to say, like, going back on like resorts here, my favorite in terms of theming would have to be Wilderness Lodge. That kind of outdoorsy feel, like you have the geyser going off on the shores of Bay Lake. Just like the theming, like even at night, they pump cricket music all night long. So, I mean, it's kind of weird because you know that they're pumping it in. You can hear it inside the room. but just like the rock work and how they start the stream, like they start that little stream inside the lobby and it goes down into like a waterfall and turns into the pool. And the pool leads to the guys, like, I don't know, I quickly fell in love with it. That was my favorite resort in terms of theming. And then you can always ride the boat to the Magic Kingdom. You didn't have to wait for a bus, which was a plus. And then Whispering Canyon with the ketchup. We did it for breakfast. So that whole thing where it's just like you ask for ketchup and then you end up with like 50 bottles of ketchup on your table.
They don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. People were getting upset that people were bringing ketchup to their table, and so Wilderness Lodge actually stopped doing that.
When did they stop? Like they must have like stopped it shortly after. Like
they stopped it shortly after our trip in 2017.
I was there last year in 2019, and they were doing the ketchup.
Were they? I know they at least stopped it for a while because it was a big thing all over the internet about it, that people were like getting upset about it, and so they were stopping it. And so I guess for a while they were asking people, do you mind being part of the shtick? But maybe they just went back to doing, well, you're eating here, you've heard about it, deal with it type of thing.
I mean, I can understand if they're stopping it right now because of what's going on. They don't want people touching
Yeah.
ketchup.
Touch all these bottles of ketchup before
Exactly. Like that, that's a nightmare waiting to happen, I think. But I actually kind of liked that whole aspect where it's just you ask for the ketchup. There was definitely one father that they first asked for the ketchup and they brought they got the whole entire thing. They were not happy. So as soon as we asked for ketchup, they were taking bottles off of other tables and just putting them onto ours. Like the father was so relieved that that they could take the ketchup away. But
that's disappointing. I'm sure if you don't know that it's going to happen, you're going, why the heck are all these people bringing ketchup bottles to me? But
yeah.
Right. I mean, like, I think you need to know that's a part of the thing. People were kind of quiet, about that too. Like, oh, Whispering Canyon, just don't ask for ketchup. It's like, well, huh, why? And it's like secret. Like, no, like if you're going there, I think you should probably know that you can end up with 50 bottles of ketchup on your table and you're knocking them on the floor. But it was fun. Like the whole shtick with the waitress that we had, it was pretty fun. We thought that they were purposely messing up our names on purpose, and just the waitress actually didn't remember our names.
That reminds me of a restaurant that we used to have in Chicago, except for they purposely were rude to you.
Right. I was thinking like Ed DeBevick's, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought that was a part, like we've been there. We thought that was a part of the thing. They're like, oh, like she had a horrified look on her face that she got our names wrong. We're like, it's okay. We thought it was a part of it. Like that's mess up our names some more. Like we actually liked
we
it.
were good at that.
Yeah. It's like we actually thought that was part of the atmosphere.
Well, one of my friends ate at Wilderness Lodge for breakfast, and she doesn't drink coffee or tea or milk. So she asked for a Diet Coke, and they brought her a half-gallon jar of Coke. And they took straws, and they had taken tape and taped them together in the jar. She's not big on sharing stuff on social media, so I won't share it to say you keep her private, but it was hilarious. I'm like, what the heck? And she's like, everyone was looking at me, and it was so embarrassing. I had no idea they were going to do that.
Right. And then like Geyser Point, like I'm sure you've seen other people visit it on like different streams with Geyser Point. Like we would get off the boat, Geyser Point be open to midnight, and just kind of sit on the lake. Like that location on Bay Lake where Geyser Point is, you can just stare off into nothing and kind of just sit and relax. I mean, we got there after the water pageant passed by, but like that would be like a prime location to kind of see that electric water pageant. It quickly became my favorite resort at that point.
You know what kind of resort I would love to see Disney have? I would love to see them have a Marvel resort.
Well, they do have one in Paris. They're opening one in Paris soon.
Yeah, but one in the States.
I could see that happening in like California,
Yeah.
but with like the whole Universal thing, I don't know. It would be hard for them to do that in Orlando.
Yeah, they would need to get rid of that contract first.
No, but what surprised me is like the Magic Bands, like the Spider-Man Magic Band and the Avengers Magic Band that came out.
Yeah.
And it specifically says Marvel. Like they must have found like a loophole in their contract.
They must have.
Yeah, because when they went, I forget what website I saw it on first. I'm like, really? Like, is this like it's not April. Like, so it must be something with the merchandise. And you also have like the Hulk masks are being sold in the parks too.
Yeah.
So there must be something where like at least with merchandise, they're okay. But like specific things like Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't have that Marvel tag. It's just Guardians of the Galaxy.
Candy Mom says, seriously, you guys do it with Matt.
Yeah, and just
Lena,
kind of like it's hard. Like when you've stayed at like a deluxe resort and you have stayed at like moderate and value resorts. I don't know, the bed was better.
mhm.
Like normally I have like a little bit hard time falling asleep on the beds there, but maybe it's just that I'm super eager and growing up. Like as a kid, it's like, oh, we're going to the Magic Kingdom tomorrow. We're going to Epcot tomorrow. You have that little bit, but I don't know. Like for some reason, maybe it was just adult me popping on the bed and just out like light. But like Wilderness Lodge, I would say one of my favorite. Although they put us in the farthest corner that they could on like the highest floor that they could. Although, yeah, which to get to the lobby was kind of a hike, but we could just use the fire escape to go to the Magic Kingdom boat. Like we were literally that close to the boat. So, I mean, we didn't really mind the hike down the stairs because it meant less walking in the long run.
Yeah.
Although that geyser does get you wet if you stand close.
That's what
We
I
didn't
heard.
realize that. We were like, oh, like the geyser's about to go off. We got there like 10:55 to our, we're like, let's just see this right now. That was like the perfect welcome. And we were drenched from head to toe. So note to self, next time you're there, don't stand too close when the geyser's going off, or at least in the like downwind from it.
Yeah.
So like this past trip, because of all like the hotels were closed, except for I think Pop Century was open and Contemporary for like the non-DVC. Disney actually moved us to the DVC resorts. So Kidani Village is all DVC, and then we stayed at the DVC Beach Club. And they gave us the one bedroom. I know I'm never going to be in a DVC room ever again.
Yeah.
So we kind of took this in, staying there. It's hard to even go back now to even to like just a regular deluxe resort when you've stayed in a DVC room. It helped us out a little bit, especially with the current situation that's going on everywhere. We could they have that in-room washer and dryer, so like at the end of each night, instead of like having like a special dirty clothes pot, we just plopped in the washer, washed our clothes, and just being able to have that full kitchen. We didn't use it all too much, but having like the plates and like going to like one of the quick service restaurants that were open and just transferring it. And like, because we did like the pizza window at Boardwalk once, and by the time we got to our room, the pizza was cold. So plop it in the microwave, put it on a plate, we're good to go. Yeah, I mean, they are amazing. And like, if you're only two people, one person gets the pull-out bed, one person gets the real bed, and you can switch if you want to, and there's privacy and yes, Mr. Fancy here. Hey, this This is not my fault. This is coronavirus's fault here. Okay. I did not ask to be upgraded. They just did it. So I mean, in the future, it's going to be other resorts, and
Yeah.
I have the same goal as you, is where I want to stay at every one. Like you're talking about the Grand Floridian, like that's totally the gold standard there.
Yeah.
Contemporary is a close second. Polynesian, definitely. Again, like you can't. I'm just basically going to name off all the resorts and say I want to stay there, I want to stay there, I want to stay there. Although our first day there, we didn't go to parks. We took the Skyliner to the Riviera, which when there's a thunderstorm approaching, don't do it, because then you're stuck at the Riviera and you have to take a bus to either Animal Kingdom or to Disney Springs and transfer to go back to your own resort. Yes, hashtag Matt is bragging. Exactly. I want to say, like, at least with the exterior of the Riviera, I was not impressed. Like the mosaics that they have there, but it just felt generic.
Yeah.
It didn't, like, if you go to the beach club or if you go to Wilderness Lodge, you have all this detail, and I just didn't feel the detail there. It definitely felt a little bit more upscale, but seeing kind of even like the Coronado Springs, the exterior of the new Destino Tower, when we passed by it a few times, like that was more detailed, more intricate than the Riviera, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We didn't eat there. We literally just went and walked around to see what it was all about, because we've never been there before. It was opened up a few months prior, like 6 months prior. And plus we wanted to just ride the Skyliner. When you don't have a park ticket or a park pass for that day, I mean, it's fun, easy, free. And you get that bird's eye view.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of heights. So like my brother was kind of like, you really want to go on this? Like, yeah, sure. Why not? Like, cause it's literally, you're just, one clamp is holding onto that cable and you're just moving along. And I was fine. So you get the cool views, like the unique view of Epcot. And then when you're actually going to Hollywood Studios, you get that beeline straight through. You don't really realize how close Caribbean Beach is to Hollywood Studios until you ride that Skyliner. Like going around in the bus takes a whole lot longer. It does. And they just cleared a path in the trees, and it takes like less than 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I love the only thing is that we were stopped once on the Skyliner. I think the first night we were there. And Florida in the middle of July with all the heat and humidity, that Skyliner needs to be moving, because it got pretty uncomfortable in there after about a minute or so.
I'm not gonna lie, it makes me nervous.
You know what? Honestly, seeing that whole thing with that first week made me nervous too. But I think once you get on it, like the worst part of it, I thought was going to be like the landing part when you go back into each of the stations.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, like I thought it was going to be rougher, but it wasn't. It was much more smoother than I thought.
Cargo.
I went cargo, no death buckets for me. No way, no how.
You know what are death buckets? Like they have a Skyway ride at the San Diego Zoo. Those are death buckets.
I rode one of those at the Omaha Zoo, and
Yeah.
No, I'm with cargo, no death buckets for me.
See, here's the thing. I'm claustrophobic and I'm terrified of heights. So I've got that, and I'm staying at a resort that's a Skyliner resort. So I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking either.
But before we end this, Lena, what kind of resort would you like to see at Disney?
Oh, what kind of resort do I want to see at Disney? That's a hard question, because I don't know what else they could do. They've got the Southern Plantation, the Southern going on. They've got. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I know that a lot of people are looking forward to the Star Wars resort opening, and some people. Yeah, I do. I think I want to see the Toy Story resort come over from overseas.
That would be cool. That would be pretty cool.
That would be
And
like
I'd also like to see a value resort that is actually a value resort. Like Universal has the main resorts, then they have the the endless summer ones that are $80 a night.
Hmm.
I'd like to see something like that at Disney for the families that want to stay on property, but maybe they just can't afford like Pop Century, or because even the All Stars are up in the 175 200s anymore. They're not value anymore.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see a value resort actually be a value resort.
All right, Matt, what kind of resort would you like to see?
what kind of resort would I like to see? I mean, you kind of got that Spanish influence, like that Southwest, like with Coronado Springs.
Hmm.
There. So you got like all these different parts of America that are represented. The Northeast with the Beach Club and the Boardwalk. Of course, you mentioned the Southern Plantation and like New Orleans with Port Orleans.
Hmm.
And Old Key West is obviously Florida. Like there's not anything like Midwest related, like that prairie style architecture.
Yeah.
Like I'm a fan of that. Again, nerd here, architecture nerd. But something like that, where it's like you can theme a resort to to the Midwest. I mean, and just kind of like more again that upscale prairie style architecture. I would like to see something like that.
Cargo said he would love to see an Australian resort.
That would be cool too.
That would be cool.
Maybe like an Animal King, extend the Animal Kingdom Lodge. You have like the whole African feel, but then a third one where it's just like kangaroos and giant spiders. I don't know.
Yeah.
What other, or koalas. There you go. Koalas, kangaroos. They have those giant ass, giant,
It's okay.
those big, that's the one thing that's preventing me from like going to Australia is those big, I don't know. Anyway, we're getting off topic here, but that would be cool too.
No, yeah, what you were gonna say is fine. It's when we have Kelly, it becomes rated R pretty quickly. So
Lena's like, yeah, that's for sure.
yeah.
Now, what about you, Roxy?
Let's see. I kind of, well, I know they have this at Disneyland, but I want to see a Disney World version of a Pixar resort. So that would the Pixar Pier.
Pixar Pier is the land, but it's still paradise.
That's what I mean. Sorry. So I kind of want to see something Pixar related. That would be pretty cool.
I mean, pretty much you just have like the Art of Animation that has the couple Pixar, or was it like the Finding Nemo and Cars Land value suites?
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it.
Or
although All Star Movies has a Toy Story section, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also like to see. I know at one point they were talking, and this was like years ago. They were talking of having like Tower of Terror kind of be like a place to stay. So that would be cool to have like something like that.
I could see them like doing that, like not maybe like in the Tower of Terror, but just kind of like off to the side, like an extension.
Yeah.
Because they're doing that with Star Wars.
Yeah, they are.
They've had the princess rooms and the with the pirate rooms in some of the modern resorts to give you like a little bit more of that immersive theming. So that's definitely something I could see Disney doing in the maybe like in the far off future, maybe not soon. But
All right. So we're gonna kind of wrap this up. I've got like a 2-hour long movie to watch soon. Lena, what do you have coming up?
Live stream Monday night, 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 Eastern, and I am also on Gonzo's channel for karaoke night. Cynthia wanted it. Cargo wanted it. I'm subjecting myself to it. I really don't look sleepy. There's a weather shift coming, and so I've got one of those like temple to temple headaches going on.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Monday night, my channel at 6, and then I will be on Gonzo's channel. Be happy, you two.
Gonzo's gonna be like, so we're not inviting her back. She falls asleep.
I'll make sure and take a nap. This is getting towards my bedtime. I'll take a nap.
You should have seen the one night where we kept Lena up super late.
I was like, I don't even know what I was typing at that point. I could have like forked over my 401k to Roxana and had no idea until the next day.
I think you did.
I have a DIY coming up because I just got a shirt that I'm going to turn into a DIY coming in mail.
I know which one it is.
I know you know which one it is.
That's
until we were just talking about you. Hey,
we were talking about you.
Because we were literally just talking about you, Gonzo. We need to figure out how we can get you on my show because
agreed.
You're a life of a party, Gonzo. You make everything a whole lot better.
Matt, do you have a channel?
I have a channel but it's just for purposes of chatting and modding. So I mod for 2 other. I mod for Roxy, obviously, but I mod for 2 other channels as well, including Aaron, My Disney World Fix.
Are you the one that has 26 subscribers in one video?
Don't even. Yes.
Okay. I just wanted
it's
to make
sure. It's a weird
video
that
there's several Matterhorn Mats. So I wanted to.
I'm not that Matterhorn Matt for that reason.
Well, there's like 3 other ones other than the other ones. So I was gonna put your link in the chat, but I won't.
Yeah. There's nothing there. I have an Instagram which I have posted like pictures of past Disney trips on, and I do like Instagram lives on there. Every once in a while, kind of showing off my pins.
Yeah. So
and also,
your question, we were talking about your live stream karaoke night that Lena is going to be on, and your other awesome live streams, Taco Tuesday. I forgot the rest of your live streams, and I've been on them a few times.
And then shout out to Cargo, who made me these awesome masks. I did a live, like an Instagram live, which is it's not that Matt on Instagram, plugging it right there. And I showed 6 out of the 7 that she gave me. And this is the 7th one that she made for me, Peter Pan. So, yeah. I'm like, there was 6 here. I'm like, I thought there was 7. And yeah, it's the Peter Pan one that I had off to the side because I was wearing it earlier that day. So shout out to her for that.
Hold on a second. Come on. He does not want to work with me tonight. There we go.
Can we keep this like Roxy's screen like this for the entire time?
I want to say some words, but they're not nice. I will say them to you offline.
Oh. Ooh.
I know where you work, Matt.
I know where you work.
Over there during the day. Okay. So I got these from Cargo today. I'm going to make myself big for a second. There we go. All right. This came in from Cargo.
Dalmatians.
This came in from Cargo.
Frozen.
This.
Was it Toy Story?
It's got a whole bunch of characters on it. So you've got
just
Mermaid.
Random Disney characters.
Yeah. This also came from Cargo. She knows I'm a Mermaid fan, so this.
Yes.
This one. I don't know why she sent me this one. Maybe because I have ears for this one. That might be it. I'm also
Matchy.
I guess she wanted me to match, but whatever.
There's nothing wrong with the Christmas winter flannel.
No, I know. I'm being silly. Yeah, wait. Gonzo, are you getting mask from Cargo? So I have a DIY that's coming up that I will record tomorrow after work. And then obviously my Saturday night live streams, and that's all I have so far.
I have a feeling this is my one and only appearance on your Saturday night live streams.
You have to have on, Matt.
There may be a future live stream where you might be coming back.
Oh, okay.
And so you don't miss Not That Matterhorn Matt on Life with Roxanna's Saturday night stream, make sure that you are subscribed and make sure that bell is solid so you get all the notifications.
Here, there, yeah.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, what you're gonna learn with StreamYard is everything's flip-flopped.
Yeah. So I have to go this way.
Just like that. Just like that. Quick learner.
Yeah. Well, I'll explain afterward why that's not such a quick learn on my end.
All right. So we'll see everyone in next live stream.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.